Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Morning. Happy Tuesday today. put this on. Bam. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. See what we got going on for today. All right. Morning, morning. Let's start off with the news here. Tuesday, what do we have? Pretty clean GBP news. Don't trade GBP anymore, so it's not really relevant to me, but if you are trading GBP, watch the speeches. Can make it a little bit difficult. Bit of CAD news, not going to affect us. ADP. ADP used to be something, oh, weekly. Okay, it's only weekly, not yearly. And then we have a bit of meeting minutes tomorrow. Not too important, the meeting minutes, but important, if that makes sense. It's not till nighttime, so you have the whole day to trade. And sometimes price loves to move ahead of that, or it can range. So it's one or the other. So let's dive into what's actually happening on the charts here. This is daily open up here. Bam. Started to make a way down towards the downside here on daily open. So let's start off with the daily time frame first. Previous daily did end up closing bearish here. So not the strongest bearish candle close, but a bearish candle close coming from a daily resistance. Talking about gold here. 4-hour time frame has had a double break of structure. Bam. Tried to recover, failed, closed below now, and we are on full bearish bias because of that. We tapped this tiny little support here. I'm not sure how important this is, but look, we just tapped tiny support here. Not really too important, but we're going to see what it is on lower time frame. 1-hour time frame, nothing really there. We're bouncing from it nevertheless. We've had back-to-back 1-hour candles, so regular for it to bounce. Bouncing from that same zone on the 30-minute about to close bullish, 15-minute about to close bullish. So let's actually go back to yesterday's session and let's analyze what happened yesterday's session, because it's a pretty similar scenario as yesterday. And I basically want to discuss it. So if we look at London, we come from Asian. So yesterday opened around here. We tried some upside and then we failed. Okay. So if we look at London session, this line is going to be basically when we come to the chart somewhere around here. Bam. And then this line is going to be today. Bam. So I want to show you. So we mostly go down from Asian. Okay. Then we start to see change of structure come. So we reach like a mid target. We start to see a change of structure. Price actually makes like a double retest towards the lows and then continues up during London session to continue the trend of the day, which was bearish. We continue bearish until we reach our main targets, and then we start to continue that upside. Today we're starting to see this change of structure come into play here. Even though we're full bearish bias, yesterday was mixed bias. So ultimately for me, this is still going to be a change of structure for potential upside. This one can go now. For potential downside, sorry. And if this is going to retrace, I don't mind looking for sells back down. If we see a double retest like we saw yesterday, I will switch to buys and I'll buy back up just based off yesterday's price action, where we saw first one fails. If I can take the failure and take a sell back in the range, I will. If not, and a support is created with the 30-minute, I'll try play the bounce and then sell from the 4-hour later. So that's going to be the plan. Now, normal breakouts. Since we tapped this support already, I feel we can just trade below this range here now. Let's double check that 1-hour valid. Yes. So yeah, if we're just going to continue moving bearish, we can take these breakouts. Breakouts are giving continuation. If we look at this candle that closed below, did give at least 70 pips before any form of retracement. So breakouts are working. It's not something that we have to be like, oh crap, it's not happening. And we'll see from there. If we look at nasdaq here, sir, can we buy Pip Labs stocks? Bro, should we make Pip Labs public? You guys want to make Pip Labs public? Sure, you can buy the stocks. I appreciate the trust in the company. We'll make Pip Labs public. $1 per share, guys. How many shares are you gonna buy? If I charge $1 per share, how many shares are you gonna buy? That's the question. 3 shares? Damn, that's all you're gonna have? Fine, that's your loss then. You only get 3 shares. 5, 6, damn. 30, okay, at least something a little bit decent. I'll buy 1k shares. Okay, that's decent. 1K shares. I'll buy 100 shares. 2K shares. Damn, Stefan, trusting. Finally, a company worth supporting. 100 shares. Okay, okay. At least 500. Let's go, let's go. You accept combine profits? No, no, no. You'll be banned from buying forever. That's what we'll do. So, looks like we'll be able to raise $3,000. I'll buy 10,000 lobster coin to the moon. Bro, I'm telling you. This is gonna be a meme coin, bro. It's gonna go to the moon. 100 is enough for me. I trust that the coin, I trust that the company will make millions in the future. Yes. We're gonna launch on NASDAQ. No, we're gonna launch on, what is it called? Pump Fund. Your mouse is on your left hand side? Yeah, I use mouse with both hands. I use mouse with both hands. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Some days I use it with right, some days I use it with left. I don't mind, both I can use it. If I'm gaming, always right, but that's why I mainly use, because I have like an operation. And sometimes if I'm like doing a lot of things to use my hand to it gets annoyed, so sometimes I learn to switch to left. That's actually what happened, you know. So I learned how to switch to my left hand when my right hand gets annoyed from my operation. You break your arm? Yeah, like more than 10 years ago. I think around, yeah, 10 years ago now. Maybe, yeah, a little bit more. But it has metal and screws in it, and for some reason it's getting annoyed. You know? Iron Man. Yes. So now I just use both, depending. Like yesterday I was on the simulator for a long time, so it's annoyed. So now I switch to left. If it's not annoyed, I use it. So let's have a look at this. Daily time frame. Closing doji. Not really telling us major bullish, but also not telling us bearish. Now, this is what I spoke about, us going into a consolidation. This type of tightening of the consolidation is actually very interesting. Now, there's not a trend line, but I just want to show you how this consolidation is getting tighter. It's not really playing a range. So at some point, we're going to resolve. That resolution can take us back to all-time high to retest, or probably back to the lows to retest. It's going to be one or the other. It's not a pattern we can trade, but it's just to understand that we are coiling up for something. If we're looking at the 4 hour, we kind of see that movement as well, still getting ranges getting tighter. So we're losing momentum volume on this pair. Doji candle on the daily, 4 hour bearish mixed session bias, but we're bouncing off this previous 4 here, trying to continue a little bit higher, probably back into this range here. If we're looking at 1 hour time frame, we created a nice support. I kind of feel like once we get back inside of this range, there could be a little bit of a buy. I'm not too worried about this previous 1 hour with this 1 hour close. Obviously, I'll watch it, but I feel if we have a 15 change of structure, we will supersede that. Yeah, we would just watch these 15s here to see what happens. Now, if we do end up tipping over and closing below this 15 support here, I feel like we could actually attempt some sells with the mixed bias today. We've been on a downtrend since market open, and it's not going to be a bad idea to follow that. But we've seen a little bit of reversals during London when we're kind of at the target here, this big consolidation. So I'm not too unhappy to try to play a little bit of a bounce. Could be very similar to what's happening to gold, where we come up here to later continue a bigger trend. But as a trader, if I can scalp from here to here and it follows a plan, it's fine. That doesn't mean, and then later I can maybe catch the move down. You end up winning twice. The only bad thing is that if it fakes out here, which is why we have contingency plans. But if we just want to continue down, close below here, going to give us that shot. Before we switch back to gold, I'm going to have a look at DAX for a little bit here. Daily time frame yesterday ended up closing bullish. Reason I'm opening DAX is because this is the first time after basically a year, guys. A year we've been stuck in this consolidation, and this is the first time we broke out. So actually, I lie. We tried to break out here one time, so we got stuck for around almost a year, 235 days. Then we broke out, and then in this range we've been stuck for another 180 days. So basically like half a year or something. But now we've broken out. Will it repeat this scenario where we just dump and this is just going to move in a weird way instead of a continuation breakout? We're going to see us consolidate and then dump. The difference is this time we do have liquidity plus a consolidation, then a breakout. Here we had liquidity, no consolidation, straight breakout. So I wonder if this is going to sustain. But if we're investigating, daily candles are getting weak, 4 hours consolidating since yesterday. So we're not really continuing. Price is not showing us clean direction at the moment, nor are we breaking down. So it's cooking for something, and we want to keep an eye on this, because if this tends to continue towards the upside, it's going to be a very, very, very good move. I expect quite a big move if it's going to continue towards the upside. For now, we can use the bottom of the range as a good area to buy from. So if we get any retest during London Open, we can trade from there. In terms of bias, we are still technically mixed bias here, but I don't really want to sell too much. It will probably be the same sell that's going to happen maybe on NASDAQ if we are going to sell. So let's see what ends up happening on that closer towards the open. Coming back to gold here, we can see gold struggling at this resistance here. We can just mark it. Again, the first close above I'm not going to buy. If I see a retest then close above, then I'll start to buy it, because I don't want to go against bias. And that is the plan. That is the plan. So yeah, appreciate you guys showing up, listening to the plan. Leave a like on the stream, you know the drill. Remember, 350 viewers, we have big giveaway this month. So let's see if we can hit that target. It's gonna be fun. Maybe I should reduce it. Maybe I should do 325. Let's do 325 just because I'm kind and I want to do a giveaway. Pull a TJR on the chat, rug him. No, I would not rug my audience. Plus, you really think, like, let's be honest, I saw what people are gonna invest. If people are gonna invest $3,000, you think it's going to be worth it for $3,000 to rug? Not at all. We keep an eye on NAS because that could end up starting to set up closer we get towards the open. Is this ORB? No, it's not ORB. Do you think it's wise to risk 1% on the next trade I take? I'm not sure. I don't know your context. Normally, like people in the group, I ask them of their context. They can text me their context. I need to know context. Plans for FOMC tomorrow? It's gonna be at 10 p.m. so I'm not too bothered about FOMC. It's not something during the day, so I'm just gonna let it happen. And it's also meeting minutes, so it's just gonna be a touch-up. Remember, this new head of the FOMC and the Fed, more important. These guys giving no tips, so it's not gonna be like before where we get a lot more information. They're not giving any tips. They're not giving any tips. So I'm not expecting too much. Question, will you make more new content for the WOP? Whenever something comes up, I don't mind talking about it. And then I can put it in the WOP, but I think I basically put a lot of information in there, and any more information would just be a little bit of a waste of time. Right now, if I search, yeah, right now in the WOP, we have 32 hours of content. That's a lot of content on trading, and I feel this covers a lot of topics. The things that I will be doing is running special webinars based on certain topics that are happening. So if you look at this week's webinar, we went through the challenge that we started in the group, right? So we had the challenge this month where people were challenged to start to trade two paths, right? Path number one was this was the challenge we did. So track A, pass a challenge. If you're in an active challenge or starting one, risk 3%, follow the plan, blah, blah, blah. If you're picking track B, it means you're already funded and your job is different. Protect drawdown. People put their stats. We made a webinar about what's the most common things we saw, what's the mistakes, and stuff like this, you know? Will you improve or redo old videos? Maybe some improvements with new techniques. The new techniques are added. Let me walk you through how this WOP content works. Because let me show you how it works. Because fundamentals are fundamentals. I have not changed my fundamentals of trading. If I did, then I'd be lying to you to say that what I trade with is stuff that actually works, right? Because how can I prove that, right? I can't prove that. So this fundamental stuff, although old videos, it's the same. Redo them to make them look better? Yeah, if I have time, for sure, you know, for a visual aid. But otherwise, there's no point. So this is how the content works. These chart markups, part 1, part 1.1, part 1.2, these are all stuff that doesn't change, right? Market bias doesn't change, mixed bias, these fundamental videos don't change, but we have added new sections as time gone on, such as indice and NYSE trading, right? This is new, right? These section was added in the last couple of months, right? Fundamental advanced concepts is constantly being added to, important topics being added to, right? And these are not really lessons, these are just like, why is DAX bullish but European economy struggling? Why does that happen? Stuff like this, right? How to trade news candles, what was happening in the Bank of Japan. So it's like ongoing stuff, right? This is not a course, it's ongoing, right? We also added prop firm trading segment, right? How to pass props, plus psychology section, plus swing trading section, plus these featured webinars happen whenever we have a new thing that goes on, right? Such as stock market crashing, plans for trading the new year, stuff like this. So these are what's going to be added to. The fundamental concept is going to stay the same because these are all basics. If you take a complete beginner, these are the videos that they need to watch here in order, right? Most of these concepts as well, for the fundamental concepts, you're going to find some of it on YouTube here. So the only thing you're not going to find is setup 5, setup 4. You're not going to learn how to trade news too much because these are videos that not pique interest. But the fundamentals, markups, bias, mixed bias, trading zones, setups, you'll learn a lot of that from just first starting on my YouTube, and that's the best place to start. But when it comes to actually expanding your skill, it's going to be here in all these advanced concepts, right? These advanced concepts, these are going to be much more in-depth stuff, and you can see the videos become a little bit longer, some 19 minutes, some 22 minutes, especially if you're trading NYSE. There's a whole segment on just trading NYSE, opens and introductions, different setups, blah blah blah. Is there a video on how to lose when you do too well for consistency? Bro, that's a special video. That happens only live. That happens only live. Like, that's the difference with my group, guys, is that we are ongoing in terms of, it's not a here, this is what you have and good luck. It is very much, this is what the current market is. That's why we have weekly webinars that are recorded. Even if you can't show up, they speak about the latest things, right? That's what they're for. So gold gonna probably close this 15 above. I'd be surprised in 19 seconds if it smashes down. Now we are full bearish bias, 4-hour break of structure. So in my eyes, this could be a retest to continue down. Same thing happened yesterday and it failed. We closed above, next candle wicked up. This candle closed bearish, bam, it failed. Then it went. So I'm interested to see if this next candle fails. If it doesn't fail, I will be able to switch bias here. Right? I'll be able to switch bias. But again, we've been having a lot of downside momentum. I'm not going to be the first guy to try a buy just yet. Gold at 30-minute resistance. Yeah. Regardless, you know, it's going to be, if we're going to take a buy, we should be looking on NASDAQ here. NASDAQ next 15-minute candle, 30-minute candle close above as well. You have a bit of a double setup. Harry, I was $1 away from passing my account, but blew it because I got greedy. Actually, $1, bro? Or like you were close to passing. It's pretty common to come close to passing your account and blow it because you're chasing not a process, you're chasing a number. And then you just end up wanting that today, right? Again, good things take time, bad things happen quick. And that's a really great example of that because you spend the whole day, the whole time getting to that point, and then you waste it at one go. It's common though. But actually $1 is pretty nasty, bro. That's crazy. Actual $1. You know, so you just have to do what you did again to get there. And next time, now you learned your lesson. You know, take patience. To make $1 is not going to be difficult. Hi, do you advise which news events we can trade? I mean the ones where we get large unhealthy candles moving in one direction around 2000 pips. Depends on the, you know, major red folder news, man. You can just use a simple website like Forex Factory to find out red folder news. You know, I don't trade right at the news event. It's not a smart idea unless I am actually trading news, which I've done live before, but that is really risky trading. I mainly do that on combine accounts. You can just watch this CPI trade. You'll be able to see how I trade news. Payout requested. Let's go, bro. Congrats. WW. That's a good one, man. What's that? First payout? First payout? Nice. How much did you decide to take for your first payout? Let's see how much. Let me guess. I'd say probably 500 to 800. If I had to guess. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see what he decided for his first payout. 1.4. Oh man, that is a great first payout. Bro, my first payout from the market was $50, bro. That's how much I made on a live account before I got paid. Bro, that was mine, you know? First payout first payout requested, you're scared to be denied? No, not if we on the prop firms that we use. It's very rare that they deny, because our strategy is not like a gambling strategy. The way that we trade is not going to be random, you know. I'm scared to be denied. Yeah, but then that's what. Why are you scared of being denied? Because if you've done nothing to be denied and you're using a good prop firm, they can't deny you. I'm with Top Step. We'll just make sure you followed a good strategy. Hey bro, it's on the YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, just message here, man. Risking 1%, it's a 100k evaluation. I'm in drawdown at the moment, should only have $1,000 left. Should I just risk it and see if it plays out? Yeah, I think that's the best way forward, man, because unless you need to learn the skills, so then just turn the risk to 250, use it as a practice account. That's gonna be your best thing, man. So you need to decide what level of trader you are at the moment. I had to take it. Yeah, I agree, man. If you didn't, I would be angry. Really, I'd be angry if you didn't take it. When trading a combine account, do they take into account that you sort of gamble? Nah, not on combines. But on express accounts, if you're like micro trading or doing random stuff, then they will pull you up if it's a big payout. But for combine, they don't care how you pass it. I full send my combines. Like, I don't have time to... Not I don't have time, I do have time, but it's not paying me to pass a combine. So I just go crazy because the amount of payouts I've got from, let's say, Top Step, I can buy stupid amount of accounts and still be up with them. So I don't blow a lot of accounts, but I am not safe on those accounts. I want to pass them fast and effectively. I scaled up when I got my third payout. I bought a 200k CFD two-step challenge. Yeah, I'm not a fan of two-step challenges anymore. I think they're a thing of the past. But 200k is good. 500 mml on my combine. Should I risk 500 or risk quick B? Again, why you add 500? Like, that's more important. It's not about the concept, about why you're there, what happened. So if not, reduce risk to 250, start practicing. You know, there's no rush, because if you buy another one, you're going to be back to where you were. This is going to happen again. If you full send a couple of trades and they just went wrong, like you full send 2 trades and they went wrong, okay, it's a different story. But if you're actually trying to trade, you know. Alright, got you, bro. Working construction, gonna be difficult to get time to trade. Gonna risk a 1 if it fails onto the next account. Yeah, but you need to just practice. I would say don't rush it, man. You're not gonna get to your goals any faster. Trust me on this. You're gonna delay the process by just having the mindset of, okay, let me full send this account and just get on to the next one. Right? You only need, like, you can get away. Like, this is the most... I was speaking to someone who says that they have a job, right? And recently working one-on-one, I've been able to really understand in depth, and they were surprised, right, how they can make an income from trading from just 45 minutes a day. So I had a job and they can only trade a 45-minute window, so they're trading 45 minutes a day. That's it, 45 minutes a day, and they're able to make an income. Why? Because they're confident with risk, they're confident with plan, even if they're taking 1 to 2 trades a week sometimes, because they only get 45 minutes, right? And sometimes they get 5 trades a week because that window is pumping. But even if you get 2 to 3 good trades, let's say you take 2 losses and 1 win, but you manage both your losses, you're break even. and then you take a couple, you're making like 3%, 4% a month. If you're risking a little bit more, you're making 4% a month. If you're doing that on even 150K for 45 minutes of your day, making 4% a month, you're able to take a $1,000 payout. Now you double that with 2 combines, 250Ks, you're taking 2,000 payout. You do that with 450Ks, now you're taking a 4,000 payout. So you're making a extra $4,000 every month for 45 minutes in a day. It's just about building a process, working on how to adapt to that, because it depends on your lifestyle. And that's the difficult thing, is that it's personal. So without knowing exactly what happens in your day, it's hard to make a plan, right? But once you kind of figure out what someone's doing in their day, it's easy to adjust. Why? Because I've been doing this for 6 years. I've traded in different conditions, different times. I've done different things which required me to be at charts at different times. So I kind of understand how this works. But for someone new, it could be very frustrating seeing others win at a certain time and you're not there. But it's really, it works, you know? Like, eventually, guys, when I'm risking $10,000, $15,000 a trade, I don't need to be at the charts more than an hour a day. If I can catch one trade in a day, that's it. I'm super happy. 74 viewers before giveaway. Yes. Let's put it in chat so people, let's people give away at 330 viewers. Let's put 330 viewers. Or should we shoot for the moon and put, let's do 330 so you guys actually get it. I want you guys to get it. Four minutes for this candle to close above. We have beautiful 5-minute structure now. I just focus on your strategy. I'm already up 3K. Perfect, man. Keep focusing. First time here, can I ask what's your strategy? In mostly following trend, I usually jump when it retraces, failed to retrace. I trade what's in front of me. So if you look, I trade momentum and price action. I look at what momentum is doing in the chart and find a way to get in. If that requires me to do a pullback because of current market conditions, I will trade a pullback. If that requires me to trade continuation, I will trade continuation. Right? I look at where prices grab liquidity on the chart, how we're moving, right? And I make a hypothesis of what makes the most sense. How much YouTube pays for your valuable content a month? Like around $75. $7,500. Like, I'll show you how much a live stream makes, and I'll show you how much a video. Videos make more than live streams, but remember, I have to pay around $200 per video. Editors, stuff like that, salary, blah, blah, blah. So if we go see, let's see a live stream first. So a live stream. And if you withdraw the money, you get taxed quite a bit. So if we go to analytics of this live stream here, this is my last live stream. You'll make about $4 a live stream once after it's been uploaded for quite a few days, right? July 2nd. So you make $4 a live stream, and then let's see how much we would get in a video. Let's go watch one of my recent videos. So this one did well. This one's like 7K views. You make $15. But if you withdraw this, they're gonna take around 30%. So if you're able to do all the editing and all the thumbnails, everything yourself, it can work, you know. But if you're not, if you're doing everything, if you're outsourcing, it's not going to be profitable. You buying or selling? I plan to buy NASDAQ if we close above here with the 30-minute close, but we need to see here in 1 minute. I'm ready to do so. I'd love to see a good, strong 5-minute close here. If not, it's going to be very difficult for me to buy. YouTube earnings for the Porsche gap? No, for me at the moment, YouTube is not profitable. So the money I make from YouTube does not cover what I'm paying for people to edit my videos, post my content, and do my thumbnails. If I did it myself, yes, but I don't have time. I'm not a content creator, I'm a trader. So I focus my time on trading. That's the whole reason back in the day when I started YouTube, I became a live streamer, because I didn't have time to be making content every day. So I said, okay, how am I going to build an online brand? Right? What am I going to build an online brand? By just trading every day. Bro, why you suck on the cigars? It's sus. Well, if I go to your Instagram profile now, Mr. Daniel, and I check what your latest post is, it is you sucking on a cigar. So it seems like you like round things in your mouth, but that's a different conversation. Maybe one for a different stream. You don't see that on my Instagram. You know? Just saying. Release the Daniel files? Yeah, I recommend him to go check the comments of my last post. He should see the comments of my last post. They're asking me to release your files, bro. So you just tell me when I'm ready. Alright, 30-minute technically closed above here. Technically closed above, but we're below this previous 15. It's not the best. Probably we rip it on a little bit of a 5 close here. Good bottom wick though. See how gold closed? Is your 15 correct? On this, yes. How's it on future? Let me check the futures chart today. A little bit higher on futures actually. That's where these wicks are rejecting. I mean, this can make sense, but I need a 30-minute stop loss. Problem is we have mixed bias today, not strong bias here for full upside. I don't believe we're going to continue fully up today. So I'm probably going to attack this on a 5-minute candle close here in about 3 minutes. I'm going to watch it on futures as well. Yeah. That'll be my plan, to attack this probably on futures, not on futures, sorry, on the 5 close. Tighter stop loss. Should be good. Especially if we come back down, retest after this close here. On futures, technically it's not even above, so it's not a valid trade on futures, so we need the 5 anyways. Give you that double confirmation. Need 1 minute now? Yeah, this would be the time for it to do it. I don't mind entering off the retest as well here, because this will just come back, grab liquidity, bam, we can go back up again. Only issue is on futures we didn't get the close above here. If you want to see on broker if we did. Oh, it's very tight. But this 5 looks nice. Good liquidity candle. Let's see if it snaps back in the range. Last 1 minute. If it does snap back in the range, it's a different trade. $45 pip SL, it's not bad. All right, we're about to get the close, 26 seconds. We have good 1 minute structure forming as well. So let's see how this closes here, last 20 seconds. If we're above the 15 on futures or not. See if we can get a bottom wick as well. So I'll need a good bottom wick. Yeah. One sec. Yeah, I personally ripped it there. So yeah, I think it's gonna be valid. But what I'm gonna do here, so you can go again, re-break high basically right here. I'm gonna put stop here. I don't think it needs to break this structure here. So instead of running it below the wick, I'm gonna run it aggressive like this and then see how it goes. So something like that. That's gonna be the plan. There we go. I want to see this 5 close. It's okay if it retests though. It's like, it's not that bad if it retests, to be honest. Like, I might have to hold a bit of drawdown in this position. This will really depend on this 15 close. So 7 minutes, I'll have an answer. Like, even if the 5 minute does close bearish and I have to hold a bit of drawdown, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that bad if this has to come down, make a bit of a retest, then make its way back up. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see something closing back inside this range. So that's where I start to get worried. See this 15-minute line? If something closes back inside there, I have issues. As long as we can remain above there, it's good, in my opinion. So if we start to investigate the lower time frame here, we see this 1 minute has a lot of room to come back and retest. So honestly, coming back to retest here is not a bad idea. In the ideal world, I would rather have got an entry from here back up. But I didn't want to miss a momentum move, and then we're all the way up here, then we pull back, I missed the move. So I have to kind of suffer this in the meantime here. 5 minutes should close bearish here in 1 minute. As long as it respects this ranges, we should be able to put in a higher low here. And then we need to check how the 15 ends up closing. If 15 closes with big rejection, I need to consider managing. If it doesn't, then I'm okay. So about 5 minutes of a bit of patience. Just came back again now. I took that trade on the first 1 minute candle, one candle earlier. Would you advise? Let me see, one candle earlier. This one here. It's just at this resistance here. So if you could get above that resistance would be better. So this is the retest zone here, right? This is what I expected for us to come towards this zone here now. Now we want to start to see price show us some signs of bouncing. Is there not a 1 hour at the entry? Yeah, there is, but I saw it as previous. And I was hoping that today we continue bullish and are able to push through it. If not, then I'm going to be wrong and this will be an issue. You are totally correct. It is an issue, but based on what I'm seeing here, I'm trying to push through it. And I could be wrong. And if it doesn't want to push through it, I will lose this trade for sure. But I'm just going to watch how we react at this range, because reaction is fine, but all morning we've been in an uptrend. So unless this is going to be the high of the day, I expect that to continue, right? And the way that we grab liquidity and how much buyers got involved here is what excited me, because this is a very rare candle here. This shows you how much buyers pressure we have, right? This is showing you all buyers coming back and getting involved in the market. So when I see that type of candle, I'm like, I can't really ignore it too much. I know that this is a risk, but we weren't right at it. I was hoping that we could actually create 1 minute structure above. But there's always probabilities to both sides. So a retest here is not game over for me yet. What is game over is 15-minute candle closing back in the range. So I'll have to wait here 3 minutes of a little bit of uncomfortable price action and then see what happens. Like this is now where we want to start to see bounces come. Around this 1 minute zone here. Even, I mean, it can come as deep as here. It's going to be a little bit deep for our liking, but this is where we want to start to see bounces come from. A little bit deeper actually it should come, just to retest this 5 here. So we still have a little bit of sweatiness down here. Problem is it's coming close to the 5 close. So I want to see it happen first, then start to bounce out of there. We'll make our way back towards entry and see how it works. If it doesn't, it's actually going to be a bit more complex because 15 will close back in the range. So I'll have to make some decision making, but we just need to wait at the moment. If you don't like the position, you're uncomfortable with the position, get out. This is your chance. Very decent push we're getting here now. Hopefully we can close like this in the next 56 seconds. This is the 1 hour on futures, yes. We're gonna watch this zone. 1 hour on futures I feel has more weight. I want to see us break this high. Can move stop here as well. Has it tapped previous 1 hour on futures? Yes, we're right at it now. That's why I'm watching it. We're going to see if this 1 minute can push through it or not. No, my camera on YouTube has died, guys. Give me a sec. Let me adjust it. Pushing nicely now. Beautiful. Stop's gonna go to break even now. Not gonna lose this trade here. Now we just need a little bit of volume. To come back into here. I think highest profit we saw was about what, 800 there only. I want at least 1,000 out this trade before even considering closing. But I want you to take notes about how I was super calm in that drawdown and I talked about this outcome of the retest. I knew it would be uncomfortable, but this is the reality. Now imagine I never took the original entry, then guess what happens? I just end up, wait, let me see if there's a way I can hold this trade maybe. Nah, because if it breaks this 1 minute structure, it's done. So this break even is a good break even. Let's watch it on the one. Let's see how we tackle this zone. This is where we need to see some liquidity come to continue up. I mean, maybe it wants to retest this high. I could be a bit greedy and do something like this. Still 200 bucks, but I'm just going to end this trade at break even if it comes down because I want to see momentum here. I want to see 1 minute retest here max. Bam, and then we start to get the flip. But I know it can retest this high and grab liquidity from the high, but the problem is if you get a big FU candle, it's going to put me in like $500-600 drawdown. That's going to be, then I have to hold, you know, so it's a completely different scenario. So if it stops me break even, I rather see then potentially a way to re-enter. But hopefully we can just get a little bit of juice here. Come on, NASDAQ. Respect this zone. Give us some juice. Come on, NASDAQ. Come on, NASDAQ. This is your chance to shine now. That's the zone. Look, tap my box. Now it's time to shine. Show us the volume. Don't be sleepy. Don't be sleepy. So you can see volume slowly dying here, right? So I think B is going to be the right chance here, not to risk any profits. If it decides to pick up volume, I should be able to get paid from this. At least to my next box that we have on the screen. Come on, NASDAQ, show me the volume. Don't fade out on us. No, this 5 is not good looking. Oh. Outbreak even here, boys. Outbreak even here, boys. I think it was a good attempt. Actually, on futures, we have no top wick. So this thing can flip now. Give a little bit of a push. Remember what I said? I think it might retest these highs. The thing I'm scared about is if it goes all the way down here. So I'm just not seeing the volume. So let's see how this would have played out. But I'm happy with my decision. We're going to put this in the journal. We saw about 24 points here. Not enough to close for me, man. I think minimum I close is somewhere up here. But I think, yeah, retest the highs. Remember, I was thinking about that. Stop just here. Give it a chance. I was thinking about that. So we're going to see, though. We're going to see if the volume does come back in or not. Probably will, though. Now that you're out, right? Have you guys ever seen the theory of the market? Whenever you're out is the time that it's going to push. Until it's not. And then when it's not, you're going to feel like, I was right all along. So you have to be good with your decisions. So today was a very good amount of lessons today, right? We learned about how to stay patient. We learned about expecting drawdown, how to manage the drawdown. And this is what makes a regular trader compared. I'm not a professional trader, but I would call myself a trader with experience. That's what differentiates how I handle myself in drawdown, how I'm fully convicted with my outcome today, right? I knew, you know, that this retest is going to be something normal. And if I'm wrong today, it will fail. I'll get stopped out. But from what I've seen, I don't see anything wrong yet. The only thing here is that's a little bit painful if this now ends up making it to TP. But I have to deal with that, right? Yesterday, we had terrible volume on NASDAQ. So I can't use yesterday's data. He isn't trading futures. He isn't using volume. Brother, this is a futures chart right here in your face, brother. So I do trade futures and I have my own strategy. And if you want to hate on my strategy, then maybe try somewhere else, bro. Because we depicted this to a T today. No one will talk you through how to manage drawdown like that. How to stay calm in drawdown. So I would be very surprised if this end up rejecting right here, now dumping to back to break even. I mean, this would be nasty because I would still be in. If I was still in here, I mean, I could consider to close profits here. It's not that bad. Harry, futures didn't hit SL. Yeah, on futures. Let me have a look on futures. No, I think it would have, on NQ it hit break even. What about NMQ? Yeah, the same on NMQ. It's the same as CFDs. It's the same. So unless it's a different entry, definitely tapped. Let's see how much it was on my broker it tapped by. Like, I think I just got tapped, huh? Sheesh. If I went with my idea, I would have maybe, look, just tapped. But look, I wouldn't have got my 1-to-1, right? So I actually wouldn't have closed up there unless I had a specific reason. But I think I would have given it a chance, and now it's coming back to entry again. So this is the profit for today, guys. $1. That's all we made. So, but that's okay. I made $3. Well, if you want me to flex on you, I can flex on you. But I'm thinking if I should do it to you or not. So if you made $3, should we see the monthly P&L? Oh, sorry. Let me pull it back. Let's see the monthly. Now you're sending me middle finger, bro. Come on, bro. That's not nice. That's not very nice. How do you have that on demand, bro? Super fast you can type that. I still in, I move my SL just below 5 minutes. Yeah, managing SL is fine here, man. I really, like I said, break evens are 50-50, right? Break evens are 50. Like 50% will hit your break even, 50% will play out, 50% will hit your, 50% will play out, 50% will hit your stop loss. So, it's really a choice. Mentally, I prefer taking break evens. This one, like I said, I really had an inkling, as you call it, to just give that little gap to allow it to retest. I talked about this retest, right? I did talk about it, but I was scared we get an FU candle, big LTA here. And yesterday, I'll tell you guys, yesterday we took a buy, same buy we took yesterday, and it just did absolutely nothing. We took a buy here and it just ranged. It ranged all day. So I didn't want to be in the same situation today, so I played the safer option. Long term, you'll find that is the better decision. But still, it hasn't given us a 1-to-1 yet. Yesterday's trade would have been full SL, exactly. So today could be the same, especially that, look at this LTA, man. If price wants to dump, it will fill all of this. I think both ways I would have been break even. I was risking 1.5k on this trade, so I don't think I closed too much earlier. And unless I got this tip, would have been enough to close here. I would have done it, but I don't think at the moment I would have been, bam, closed right there. So I think this would have ended up being a break-even trade for sure. So I need to remove. I wrote here hit TP. I thought it was going to hit TP, but it hasn't. So this is a break-even trade. So we need to, we can see London volume is not giving us massive pushes, right? But it's enough to make profit. So really optimizing stop loss is going to be the best thing. And closing at earlier targets. So we have to see how to adapt. But this is how summer is going to be. You're going to have days where it's amazing volume. You're going to have days where it does what you want it to do, but not exactly how you want it to do it. So yeah. Anyways, I think we learned a lot today's stream. Appreciate you guys for showing up. Much love. Thanks for the likes on the stream. Leave a like before you leave. And I'll catch you guys hopefully on Thursday. Great education. Much love. Take care. Trade sharp. Hopefully catch you guys soon. Peace. Cheers, guys. YouTube. Cheers.